Welcome to online learning. Today we are going to learn for class 5 social science chapter number 2 parallels and meridians. In this chapter today we are going to study about meridians, its features and how can we locate a place on a globe. Earlier we have also completed parallel. Now today we are going to discuss some important features about meridians. First we are going to see what we mean about meridians. Now meridians, we can say that meridians, the lines which are drawn or which run from north to south, are called meridians or lines of longitude. Earlier I taught you about parallel. So there we have seen the lines which run from east to west, they are known as parallels. Here just opposite, those were the horizontal lines, and here when we see, you can see a line is drawn vertically which run from north to south. Those lines are known as lines of longitude. Now next we are going to see important features of meridians. Now it has some important features which are very important and which indicates that these are meridian. All meridians are of same length. Now the vertical lines, when you see the vertical lines, all the lines are of same length. Meridians cut the parallels at right angle 90 degree. Now these meridians cut the parallels at right angle 90 degree. When you see two lines are there, the blue lines are indicating parallels, the red lines are indicating meridians. So the meridians cut the parallels at right angle 90 degree. Third one is meridians are used to measure distance in the east-west direction. Now as they are drawn from north to south, but when we say that they have to measure the distance, they measure the distance from east to west direction. When we talk about meridians, so you just remember one thing, the lines are drawn from north to south, but the distance is measured from east to west direction. So direction plays a very important role while identifying parallel and meridian. Now the next one is the next topic that we are going to see is how do we number parallels. Now here number plays very important role when we have to measure or when we have to calculate anything. So here the two important thing, parallel and meridian, they both are numbered. Now we are going to see how they are numbered and how do we number parallels. First we start from the equator and mark 0 degree latitude. Now as you see here, the longest parallel, what we say the longest parallel is known as equator. When we draw a parallel, there you can see the midline which divides the earth into two equal parts. It is known as equator. So we start from equator. We mark the other parallel from 0 to 90 degree and the other parallels are marked from 0 to 90 degree. Here you can see the two poles are also there. One is the north pole, above one is the north pole and the down one is the south pole. So here they both are also divided into 90 degree. First one is 90 degree north up one and the down one is 90 degree south. So when this 90 degree north and 90 degree south is added, so we get 180 parallels. So total we can say the number of parallels are 180 excluding equator. When I say excluding equator, that means we are not including the equator in it. So we have 180 parallels. But when we include this equator, so the interval of equator is measured as 1 degree. I repeat once again, the interval of this parallel equator is measured as 1 degree, which is when added into this parallel it becomes 181. So 180 parallels plus 1 degree including the interval of equator, that becomes 181 parallels. So you can say that there are total 180 parallels when we are excluding equator, and when we include equator it is 181. Now next comes, how do we number meridians? Now both the numberings are different because the degrees and the measurements are they vary from each other. So we start from prime meridian, which is marked as 0 degree. Now here one more important thing, when we talk about latitude or parallel, so the midline is known as equator, but when we talk about meridian, so the middle line which divides east and west into two different parts, that is known as prime meridian. Here the midline in the meridian is known as prime meridian. Meridians are also drawn at an interval of 1 degree. Now there are 180 meridians towards east and 180 meridians towards west. East 180 meridian and west 180 meridian. So total we get 360 degree. So there are 360 degree meridians in total. Here we are not including 1 degree of the prime meridian, we are not including it, so it is 360 meridians in total. Now next, last topic comes, how can we locate place on a globe? Now locating a place on a globe is very important, and the location we can only measure it when we are having an actual proper direction, proper scale, proper measurement and proper number, that we have already seen in the last topic. Now here the parallels and the meridians, they form a network. When you see the parallels and the meridians are intersecting each other, and this intersection, or we can say they form a network, this is known as grid. These are called as grid. We use it to locate a place. To locate a place on a globe, we must know the values of its parallels and value of its meridians. The point at which parallels and meridians cross each other is the location of that place. Now here when you see, I can tell you the examples are also given here. You can see that when this intersection of parallels and meridians are done, and also they form a network, and from those network we can say that some of the places are located, like here you can see Arctic Ocean, North America, Atlantic Ocean, South America. So these are some of the places which gives us the location. We can get a actual location of a place with the help of parallels and meridians. So to locate a place we require both parallels and meridians. If we are not having one of them, so we cannot locate a place. So parallel and meridian are very important, and when we see these both lines, so their directions are also very important, and the lines they are drawn, their numberings are also very important for locating a place. Now your today's homework will be, you have to draw a diagram of meridian and also learn all the features of meridians. Thank you. In the next class we are going to see the next chapter, that is movements of the earth. Here we have completed with this chapter. We have completed all the topics which are coming under parallels and meridians, and you also can learn some of the interesting features which are given in your book. Stay safe, stay at your home. Thank you.